One of the first things that they teach you in YouTube school is make sure that you don't shoot your videos in enclosed spaces that are very echoey. For instance, staircases in fancy hotels. Well, as you may know by now, I've been breaking those rules of YouTube as I learn how to be a YouTuber by practicing making these videos about some of my favorite and most memorable students. My name is Dr. Andy, and I've been teaching at UC Davis for 36 years. And as a result, I have many stories to tell. Here's one. What is going on here? Early 49ers logo. I did not know that. I also am wondering, how do I get out of here? Oh, here's Ricky Henderson, who holds the record for stealing of bases. He played for the Oakland Athletics for many years. Some people are fans of baseball, some of Mickey Mouse, and some of the 49ers. An early San Francisco baseball team was the San Francisco Seals. Here's another 49ers fan who is a cartoonist and a Raiders fan. What about hockey, Dr. Andy? Sure, the San Jose Sharks. Why not? Do you miss Seal Stadium? So does this person, Seal Stadium 1931 to 1959. Also, the Tan Foran Park 1898 to 1969. Perhaps car racing is more your speed? That is also memorialized here. Who caught more passes than just about anyone else? Jerry Rice did. He played for the San Francisco 49ers. Here's the atrium. When are we ever going to get to your students, Dr. Andy? Good question. Here's the atrium of the Hyatt Regency Hotel of South San Francisco, also known as San Francisco International Airport. Here's what one of the ballrooms looks like. Anyway, on to my video. So because I'm in San Francisco, I'm remembering students who moved to San Francisco after they left UC Davis. And one is a student who I think of all the time, but not for the reasons that you'd expect, but rather because of spell check. One of my closest friends in town is this guy named Eavan, E-V-A-N. You will find out more about him later in this series of videos. But for some reason, whenever I go to write Evan's name in an email, Autocorrect thinks I'm writing my former student Eavan, E-A-V-A-N. Eavan rhymes with raven. She used to say this in class. Which class? It was a class about supporting the Poetry Night reading series. I gathered together about a dozen students in a internship class. I guess we would call that a 198, a group internship, a group study, and I taught my students how to put on a poetry reading. We talked about publicity, We talked about hospitality, which is something that they're very good at here at the Hyatt. And we talked about poetry. These were almost all English majors, including Eavan. Eavan, in fact, was working on her senior thesis. What did she write about? Whiteness in Native Son and To Kill a Mockingbird. Her honors thesis she earned as part of her BA in English Language and Literature. She minored in education. Well, today Eavan is experienced in delivering trauma-informed care, youth development, and program design and implementation and evaluation. Her other passions include education, intersectional feminist scholarship, I like it, poetry, hello, thanks for mentioning poetry in your bio, Eavan, and improv comedy. I think Eavan did read at the open mic at Poetry Night, but I don't think she did improv comedy. It's a shame, really. I wish I had that as one of my memories of Eavan. She was an excellent student. She did well. She's now working in the healthcare field in San Francisco, the city where I find myself right now. I'm actually in Burlingame right next door. And she supported Poetry Night when she was an undergraduate at the University of California, Davis. Thank you, Eavan, for your work with Poetry Night. You and your classmates all dressed in black and wore name tags and gave out programs to Poetry Night. What kind of poetry reading is this, people were wondering? The answer, one of a kind, and one that was much classier because of the work of my former student Eavan, who lives here in San Francisco. Thanks for tuning in. If you like these odd sort of remembrances, these mini narratives with questionable points, then I hope that you'll like this video so that others will find it and subscribe. My name is Dr. Andy. I'll see you next time for another chapter from Diary of a Quizmaster. Bye-bye.